I am Miyuki, 40 years old, a stay-at-home mom. I live with my parents-in-law, my husband, and my son. People around me often say, living with in-laws must be stressful, but I love them. My husband and I have known each other since childhood, and my in-laws have always looked out for me. Everything is going well, and we are happy. Except for one issue. My husband, Makoto, is probably cheating on me. I mean, definitely. Makoto, your phone's ringing.
Hey, don't mess around. Don't look at it without asking.
Who is it? Is it work?
Shut up. It's none of your business.
That's so obvious. It's a woman, right? About 6 months ago, I happened to see Makoto's phone screen by chance. He was sending heart emojis to someone, like tons of them. I knew right away. He was seeing someone else. But I never confronted him about his cheating. One reason is I figured it was just a fling and would blow over if I ignored it. The other reason is that we run a famous old-school Japanese tea house with his parents. Any drama between us could hurt the business, and I want to avoid that if possible. So, I was totally turning a blind eye to Makoto's cheating. One day, however, something unexpected happened.
Hey, Mom. About my future plans.
So, you were going to apply to college, right?
Yeah, but I'm kinda torn. I'm also considering other paths besides college, you know?
My son Keisuke is 17 years old. His grades are solid, so I was totally shocked because I figured he'd head straight to college. Figuring out career stuff is major, though. Maybe talk to your dad about it?
That guy. I don't even see him as my dad. Even you know that he's cheating on you, right?
That was a real shocker. It hit me like a ton of bricks. Oh, I see. So, Keisuke knew all along. And he's been carrying that burden for ages, likely just to spare my feelings. I felt so bad for Keisuke.
Man, having him as my dad is just pathetic. Of all people, hooking up with your own sister, Aunt Rikako.
What? Makoto's cheating partner was my sister Rikako?
I've seen it since I was a kid, you know? They were sneaking around, making out behind your back.
Wait, he knew about this since he was a kid? They've been at it for that long? I was so shocked, my mind went blank. But actually, I kinda had a feeling. My sister Rikako, who is 2 years older than me, has always wanted everything I have. Snacks, toys, school stuff, you name it. And I've lost count of the stuff she's swiped from me. And now she's stealing Makoto from me too. If this affair is real, I can't just let it go. I decided to finally confront Makoto on this. However, when Makoto got caught cheating, instead of apologizing, he flipped out.
Sure, I'm cheating on you. So what? It's been going on for ages, like 20 years or so.
20 years?
Yep, 20 years, remember? Back in her 20s, Rikako's marriage didn't work out, right?
I thought that might be my chance to snag Rikako. Even though I was already married to you at that time.
Makoto had just gotten married to me back then. But when he found out Rikako's marriage fell apart, he saw it as the perfect opportunity to make a move. He used Rikako's heartbreak to his advantage, pretending to comfort her. It must have been quite a tempting offer for Rikako, considering she's always been into snagging stuff from me.
I've known you and Rikako since we were kids, right? Actually, I've always been into Rikako, not you. Unlike you, Rikako's gorgeous. And I figured she wouldn't be into me, so I kind of gave up on her. That's why I settled for you. In other words, I married you as a compromise. You're just a second choice compared to Rikako.
He married me as a compromise? Because he couldn't get with my sister Rikako, who he adored, instead?
You're pretty dumb too, not realizing our relationship for 20 years. Well, I guess that kind of dumbness is just like you. I'm divorcing you and marrying Rikako.
What?
Rikako feels the same way. So can you divorce me? Eventually, I'll take over my dad's joint and run it with Rikako. I've already decided.
What's more, Rikako works at our tea house. Looking back on it now, it was Makoto who suggested hiring Rikako, who was divorced and jobless, at our shop. Why didn't I realize at that time that they were having an affair? I'm so stupid. That night, I had a hard time falling asleep. Next morning.
Good morning, Miyuki. What's up? You've got dark circles under your eyes.
Something unusual going on? Lack of sleep? What's up with you, Mom? You look kinda rough.
I was so frustrated, sad, and exhausted. I was at my breaking point. You guys. I spilled out everything. About Makoto and Rikako cheating for years and being called second best to her. After hearing my story, they were completely shocked.
Seriously, that jerk, I can't forgive him.
Miyuki, how can I apologize for my son's selfish behavior? I am so sorry.
And my mother-in-law was almost losing it.
Cheating on you? That absolute moron. Miyuki, you're like a daughter to me, you know? You help out a lot at the shop, and there's no one else as good as you.
Thank you.
Don't worry, we're not going to let it end like this.
Then we put our heads together and discussed our next steps. And then we came up with a plan, kept it secret from Makoto. 1 week later.
What a beautiful day! A perfect day for sightseeing!
Wow, we lucked out with great weather for this year's trip, huh? Today's our shop's company outing. The members are myself, my in-laws, my son Keisuke, some old employees, and Makoto and Rikako. Makoto and Rikako were having a blast, making out in public. Hey Makoto, why don't we go look at that store over there?
Sounds good, but let's take a picture first.
Makoto and Rikako were all lovey-dovey as ever. They've been caught cheating, so they probably just owned up to it. Hey Miyuki, take a picture of me and Makoto. Rikako holds out her phone to me, but I ignored it. Hey Miyuki, can you hear me? Excuse me, Mr. President and Mrs. President?
Hey Keisuke, want me to grab you some souvenirs? Yeah, what do you feel like for lunch? The soba place over there? Or maybe the set meal spot? What the hell? Why is everyone ignoring me? Hey, Mom? Dad? Are you listening?
But I ignored it. Actually, it was my mother-in-law who suggested it. We were all gonna completely ignore Makoto and Rikako during the trip and push them to their breaking point. That was the plan. And sure enough, we kept on ignoring them just like my mother-in-law planned, and they started losing their spark. But of course, we're not gonna let it end with just that. At night?
Hey, where's our dinner?
Where's my meat? What about my sashimi? The table's filled with a lavish spread of food, but there's nothing set out for Makoto and Rika.
Hey, excuse me. Our meal is missing.
We have a reservation for 8 people. I'm sorry, but we can't change the number of people now.
No way!
I'm starving. They looked at us with tearful eyes, but we pretended not to notice. This sashimi is so fatty and delicious.
Yeah, seriously. And this meat is so tender.
We know it's kind of childish, but we totally flaunted our feast in front of them.
Hey, enough already! Seriously, you've all just been totally ignoring us and not even giving us any food. What's with this harassment?
Yeah, what's your deal? Do you guys have something against us or what? Something against us or what? It's obvious, duh. My anger reached its peak at them playing the victim. Hey, what's with all the chatter? We're trying to eat here. You're being a real nuisance. Can you guys just leave here? Why are you guys even on this company trip? You don't even belong to our company, you know. We don't want people who cheat on their spouses without a second thought. So, outsiders should just leave.
What? So all the harassment today was because of my cheating? First of all, it's not like the tea house is yours. I'm the only son and heir. In other words, the shop is mine.
What? What nonsense are you spouting? Our shop's heir is my grandson Keisuke, not you. I'm going to make it official soon. So, Makoto, you're out. Don't bother coming back to the shop anymore.
What the hell is that? Why'd you go behind my back and make that decision? Hey, Keisuke, I thought you were going to college. You know, I've been thinking about it. I figured it might be cool to pitch in at the family business after high school. I love the shop we've all put our hearts into and maintained it until now. That's why I want to take over. I think you should find your own path.
His firm statement left no room for argument. One of the employees who heard Keisuke's words also gave a round of applause happily.
Whoa, that's great! Your grandson Keisuke is taking over, huh? That's a smart move. Honestly, I'm relieved. If Makoto was next in line, this shop would probably go downhill, you know? Hahaha. Makoto can't do anything right. He can't even keep track of the numbers or get the orders right. I always thought the shop was in danger of going under.
What? Yoshida, have you been thinking of me that way?
Yep, I was kinda worried that the next boss was gonna be a screw-up, you know?
Seeing Makoto about to burst into tears, the other employees giggled. This is such BS. I can't believe this. I thought Makoto was going to be the next president. So I stuck around even with this loser guy. If I can't be the president's wife, I'm out of here.
Rikako, come on!
So Rikako was not after Mako, but the status of the president's wife. Then my father-in-law fixed his quiet but intense gaze on Rikako.
Do you want to be the president's wife? Guess what? You're getting fired too. You sometimes steal money from the register, don't you?
What are you talking about?
Don't bother making excuses. We caught you on the surveillance cameras. I wasn't gonna make a big deal out of it until now, 'cause you're Miyuki's sister. But I was going to ask you to pay me back someday. That's a total of about 1,538,250 yen. If you can't pay me back, you're going to jail.
Rikako stood there like a deer in headlights, while Makoto just stared off into space, looking completely lost. The voice of the drunk employee from earlier shouting, "Cheers to the new heir," echoed through the dining room of the inn. My divorce from Makoto was finalized soon after. The alimony I snagged from both Makoto and Rikako was used to pay for the renovation of the tea house. Yes, I am still working at my in-laws' shop after the divorce. Originally, I was going to leave the shop after the divorce, but my in-laws tearfully begged me to stay, saying, "How can we manage the shop without you?" So I decided to keep working there. To be honest, I had a lot of attachment to this store where I'd worked for so long, so their offer was everything I could have wanted. As for Rikako, getting caught for her long-standing cheating made it awkward for her to stay in town, and now nobody knows where she is. Rumor has it she went downhill and is struggling to make ends meet because of alimony payments and paying back the embezzled money. Apparently, she's working a night job to get by. Makoto got cut off from his parents and he got kicked out of their new house. He's doing odd jobs now, just trying to scrape by. He's doing manual labor from morning till night, always complaining about how tough it is and how hard his life has become. Sometimes he comes to my shop in his tattered clothes and whines and moans.
Please, Miyuki, let's start over! Then bring me back to this shop. I'll do anything, even chores!
It's annoying that he cries and begs every time, but when Keisuke, now the full-fledged heir, glares at him, Makoto runs away shivering, so I guess it's okay. By the way, Keisuke recently got married. His wife, Kanae, is a hard-working, good-natured woman who is a perfect match for our family. Hey, who's that person who keeps showing up here looking all worn out? Kanae sometimes wonders, but when that happens, I respond like this. Well, I have no idea. Just some stranger, I guess. But hey, Kanae, you should take a break today. You're not just taking care of yourself anymore. We're expecting a grandkid soon. Our home is about to get even more lively and fun.